Hi, and I know that I haven't posted any remove textures video for almost 2 months now, but now I can promise you that I'll release 5 weekly videos each week on Friday. And if you don't know what this series is about remove textures or textures that never made it to the game. And I won't cover the texture pack ones in this series, I'll make a separate series for that. And if this is the first time you're watching this series, I have 6 other parts, so I recommend watching my playlist with all of the parts. And if you don't want to, I'll make one long video with every texture. And also members will get to see the new videos on Wednesdays instead of Fridays, so if you want to see them earlier, you can subscribe and become a member. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe too, and comment which texture is your favorite. Okay, so first things first, I won't show the textures which are in the texture packs for the texture update, so I will only show the ones which were shown in some other circumstances, so yeah. Let's just start. Starting off, the copper ore had 2 different textures before we got the one that we know now. And this is the first one we got shown at Minecraft Live 2020. And as you can see, copper had a different texture back then. It was much more orange than it is now. But as you can see, the dots are pretty similar to what we have now. And on the bottom you can see that there was some kind of oxidation color. I don't know if it's oxidized copper or if it's just blending in with the stone. And the second texture looks like this, and as you can see, there is a little difference with this. The color looks much more like the copper that we see now, and also there are some kind of oxidation particles, but they kind of look more like some kind of vegetation, some kind of moss instead of oxidized copper. Campfires were added to the game because of the mob vote and because Taiga won, and they got added in the snapshot 19W02A, but they looked different and they changed the texture 1 week later. So in the first snapshot of campfires they looked like this. And as you can see, the logs didn't have any nice textures. It just looked pretty burnt and it just looked like one big slab. One good thing is that this actually looked like the thing that they have shown at the biome vote, so they kinda kept their promise, but the week later they changed it and it looks so much better. And also there's a variant for the unlit campfire, and I gotta say I like the old one too. It looks really unlit. It actually looks like you poured water on fire, and this one just looks like normal logs which weren't even touched by the fire. So I think that the second one is much more realistic if we are talking about this texture. So now let's move on. Wolves are one of Minecraft's most iconic mobs, and they have been in the game for more than 14 years now. And everything started on March 15th when Jeb posted this picture of a wolf, and this doesn't even look like the wolf that we got later on. And yes, this was how the wolf was supposed to look. Luckily, the day later we got a new video of wolves, and in that video we got to see a new texture, and that one looked much more wider than what we got later on. And on March 18th, which was 2 days after the second picture of the wolf, they finally decided that the texture of the wolf will look like it is now. Starting off with the next texture, I won't cover all the coral blocks at the same time, so starting with this, I will start with the horned coral. And as you can see, it got announced at Minecraft Live 2017 and it looked much different. Of course, it isn't 100% confirmed that this is the exact same type of color, but I think that it is because you see the resemblance. It's almost exactly the same, but with just a different color. This texture kind of looks like a retextured or recolored dried bush, and I think that it's because they really rushed the 1.13 update when they showed it at the showcase, and literally any texture that is shown there was just work in progress, so nothing there was really finished. The Enchanting table is also one of the more known blocks in the game, and you probably remember it with its iconic obsidian texture, then the diamond, and also this kind of red thing at the top with the book. But at the beginning it wasn't supposed to look like this. On the 30th of September, Notch has posted this picture of the Enchanting table, and as you can see, it doesn't have the red thing and it doesn't even have obsidian. It was made out of cobblestone. This looks really like one of the older Minecraft textures, and you can see that, so there's literally no problem with that. But the nice thing is that literally hours after Notch posted this, he posted another picture of the enchanting table, but now with the red thing. And it was still made of cobblestone, so they changed that when they added the enchanting table to the game. While working on the texture update, Minecraft has also updated Obsidian, which I have shown in my other videos. And while they have updated Obsidian, they have also updated the enchanting table. So in snapshot 18W43A, they have changed the texture to something else. And a week later, they changed Obsidian too. And 4 weeks after that, we got the texture that we know now. So now, let's move on to the next block. Okay, so all of the raw items and raw blocks got changed, and so did raw iron. And it had 3 versions during snapshots, and all of them are pretty interesting. So on April 4th, 2021, we got the first look at the raw iron block. And it looked pretty weird. It had one solid color which almost didn't look like anything. It looked bad, it looked like mud, it just looked like dirt. And I don't know what they were thinking when they made that. So 10 days later we finally got the block of raw iron into the game, and it still did not look like the one that we wanted. And yeah, it looked good, but it still had this weird color, so yep, I still did not like it. Well, 5 days later, after they announced the new texture, they announced yet another one. And this one, yeah, it looked good, it had the colors, it had everything, but some people didn't like it, and I don't know what to think about this. I never tested it, so yeah, I don't know. But some days after that, 4 days actually, they changed it to the texture that we have now. So now, let's move on. Maybe the beacon doesn't have the most memorable texture, but it had a pretty fun development way back in 2012. So let me show you how it started. So in snapshot 12W32A, they added a block named Work in Progress, and it was just a diamond frame. It didn't have anything else. And Work in Progress could produce beans, which was, yeah, pretty weird if you ask me. In snapshot 12W36A, they changed the name from Work in Progress to Beacon, and they were craftable, and they had this texture. And what even is this texture? It's like a flying orb. It looks like the end orb they can find in the end that you need to shoot down, but yellow. And also there is just a glass frame and bedrock under it. It looked like totally the thing that you see in the end. But they did not stop there, because in snapshot 12W38A they added a new texture, and by far this is my favorite one. I like the frame. It looked like something they would have in the future of Minecraft. As you can see, the diamonds kind of spread out. It makes a pretty nice design, and in my opinion, if they had this orb in the middle too, it would be the perfect block. It would have looked much better than what we have now. But sadly, a while later, 2 weeks after they added this texture, they changed it to the texture that we know now. So let's move on. I said that many items and blocks from Minecraft Update Aquatic were changed drastically from their versions, and so did the dried kelp. So I will show you how the dried kelp looked at the beginning on Bedrock, and it got added in March 2018. And the normal texture got added to Java in February of 2018. And do you want to know for how long the green texture was on Bedrock? It was for almost 4 years, which is just wild. While we are talking about Update Aquatic, let's talk about the spawn eggs and how weird they were at the beginning. On March 28, 2018, Mojang has released a new beta, and with that beta they released eggs for every fish, which I will show you in different videos. But let's talk about the salmon first. Salmon, yep, I know how to pronounce this. But yeah, they had a very version exclusive look, and it looked like a roe. These are the eggs that we kinda have for frogs now, but they are here for fish, and they have looked amazing. I remember this were before we had these interesting spawn eggs, so this would have made them much more unique, but sadly they just stuck with the normal ones. Okay, so for the last block of this video, I have the Dripstone block, and if you know, it got announced normally at Minecraft Live, but later on we got to know some concepts. Yes, one of the developers has posted a photo of how the Dripstone would have looked like, and does it look too different? No, it has the same colors, it's almost exactly the same, but yeah, it has some weird patterns. So I don't know what to think about this, but this is the last texture for this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and also see you next week when I will get another bunch of textures for you. So bye and see you next time.